On tonight's Real Housewives of Orange County, it's Shannon's Sympathy Tour. It's Season 12, Episode 2, starting now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
We're back!
Yes, let the screaming begin on the Real Housewives of OC.
As
We're so
OC as
official.
ever, right? How
love
cute
this.
are we?
Thank you, Lien, for
So
this
cute.
purchase.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
They're
Lien.
organic.
Of
Can
course.
we just imagine the takes that they do? How many times they need to get
Right?
it perfect?
I could
Lifting
only
the
wish.
orange.
I could only wish. You
Oh,
know?
I love the person. We don't have a middle person, but I would love to have been the center one.
Yes.
This one, it's Tamra.
Presenting.
It's Tamra
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
Presenting.
Holding the golden orange.
So
Yes.
we have a
Love it.
full show for you. Getting into everything that happens both with the quiet woman and beyond. I mean, we're
the
back.
quiet woman ain't so quiet anymore.
No.
Nope. And
Jeez.
not only that, but we start back at the granddaughter's birthday party with all the animals, and we're introduced with all this B-roll, and then we hear the Shannon getting upset. We hear the dialogue where we left off.
The mayor of Crazy Town. That's where we start
Mm.
with.
Yes. So Shannon had to let everyone know again that she's nothing like Vicki. She has a 4-year history with her, and that she's not obsessing over anything. I think she's obsessing over a
Clearly
lot of
is.
things. And she made her exit. She's effing
She
done
just
once
has a
again.
very short fuse.
She does.
The fuse
It's the trigger
is just,
words.
like, and there's so many. You can't avoid them because
Yeah,
everything's
there's a
like
lot.
when she turns, she turns.
You're like walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
But
not
that's
fun
the
either.
difference, though, with her and Kelly, where Shannon will storm out, but Kelly will just keep going and keep
Yeah.
the fight going.
She'll stay
Kelly.
there
I'm
until
a
she
Kelly.
loses her audience.
She's
Yeah.
a scrapper, Kelly.
I'm a
She'll sit there
Kelly.
and laugh.
I have a hard time walking away. I'm a Kelly, so I can kind of relate to that. I can't relate to all of this, like these big dramatic exits and yelling and screaming. And I love that David runs over. Like, I don't know if he really wanted to be involved, but he ran over, and Shannon's just going, and they cut to this parrot that's squawking, just like Shannon.
Poor David. He always gets like the bad end of the stick. Shannon in her I'm done. That's like the new catchphrase. Last year
Yep.
it was, are you kidding me?
Oh.
This year it's I'm
Yes.
done.
I'm
I'm
done.
done. I'm done.
And she,
I'm
even
done.
she told Kelly, "You're done." That's what
yeah.
she even said
I
that.
can't.
And
with
she has
tonight.
these meltdowns all the time, and David so sweetly attends to her. Oh, Shannon. Oh, let's
Honey, what's wrong?
Let's fix it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
What
whatever.
happened? I'm done, David.
Oh my god! And for any man to deal with that so much, geez, Louise, David is a
Must be
saint.
alive.
It's the screeching voice that gets me the most. It's like, Shannon, calm down. Calm.
When she gets
Yeah.
real.
Let's pray
when she
over-
gets
let's
real-
pray over Shannon.
The height of her expressiveness.
She's lost control of herself. It's really
has.
sad to see because in past seasons she was like in control of her holistic, things that she used to do, and now it's just kind of watching like somebody like unravel
She's really expressive,
every
Thomas.
episode. Yeah.
She's
This
very expressive. She has expressive friends. We're all expressive.
This
I'm
show-
done.
This show is no good for her. If you think,
Not
if you
anymore.
think back how she was introduced, would probably be a totally different person. And she probably could remain married to David. But with all of this playing out in the most public way possible, with all these people giving their input online and social media, and then people like Kelly, and then all the lies with Vicki that she believes she received. I mean, it's just, this is the most toxic thing in her life, is this show.
Yeah, it's not going to help her.
And
at
I
all.
think that's the thing, like, on this show thus far, her or really anybody else, just for sake of example, there's a fine line between entertaining and then, like, sad or too much, you
Yeah.
know? And I feel like up until now, it's been
Exploitive.
entertaining. She's sassy and she, mixes it up with the other ladies. But this season's like something different. I do
Yeah,
agree
it
that it's
is.
like, I mean, she's in a very tough emotional spot and it's sad.
This
we all feel
scientific
bad
experiment
for
has
her.
gone bad.
Yeah.
Truly.
And
It's
she
gone
was
bad.
really on top. I felt like last year she was really kind of like the leader between, Tamra and Heather, and she was kind of like that front runner, and now we just see her like on the lower end of the ranking system.
I feel like she's been losing steam.
She has.
Including last year. I think it started with last year. She's just been losing steam, and this episode just proved that she just flew right off the handles.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, Kelly
I agree
pushed
with
that button, and she flew off the handles.
And
Ooh,
we're
Just
still
like
at
talk
the
she was
beginning.
going to.
So-
Talk about a trigger word.
Yeah.
Kelly Dodd.
Oh my god.
the number one
Kelly
trigger
Dodd.
word.
Now, let's
She was
talk about-
incredible tonight.
Let's talk about Peggy real quick.
Yes,
and
we
her,
love her.
marriage.
We do
learned
love
a little
her.
bit more. We saw a great moment with her and her husband at the doctor, and he said that she's the sexiest woman in the world.
Kiko.
I love that. I
It's
love
nice
that.
to see
They're
like
so cute.
a public, strong marriage that's, they love each other publicly, openly. it's kind of nice.
And
Very
there's humor, there's
refreshing.
jokes there. You know, it's not all so serious. Life isn't so serious. And I love that she was throwing out like inappropriate jokes already, you know?
Yeah.
Totally.
And
He was so sweet. It was so nice to see such a loving, sweet husband right off the bat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally love
It's
Deco.
interesting watching Peggy because I know a lot of people in the comments say like, "Oh, she would be good for Beverly Hills. She would be good." I think that's like the old way to think about this now. Like Bravo is really trying to adjust their housewife franchises. So yes, she would be good on Beverly Hills, but I think it's interesting for viewers to see an Armenian woman mesh with all of these women that have been on the show. It's
And
refreshing.
Yes, and to me, like I'm from Orange County. Why wouldn't she be on the show?
Yeah.
There's a balance.
Like
there's a balance now
yes.
with her.
Yes,
Yeah.
and there's a balance
with-
in Orange County. It's
Yeah.
not all blonde beach
Yeah.
people. It's vast diversity in Orange County.
Yeah, and I think
That's
Kelly.
true, very
It is true,
I
though.
love
Kelly
that,
was
too.
the entrance of that with, you know, her Latino roots and things like that. So
Yeah.
it is kind of like changing a bit.
I like it. I
Right.
think it's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do
And-
like it too. I like where we're heading.
Yeah, and I would not be okay with her on Beverly Hills because she's not there to play the game. This Peggy, so far I don't believe. I think she's a little more reserved. She comes from a different echelon. I guess we can use that terminology of people.
Yes.
And where Beverly Hills is desperate for, they need like 3 Lisa Rinnas on that show. I mean, that show needs so much work.
Yeah.
But with this show, the personalities are so out of control that it's kind of okay to have someone that's a little more centered, a little bit more like, what the hell is going on
Yeah.
Yeah.
around me? I'm embarrassed.
You
It's
know-
good to have someone with some humility.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, we don't know much about Peggy yet. We've barely seen her in these couple
Yeah,
episodes.
that's true.
We've really only seen her health journey, you know. But I have a feeling. That she has somewhere
It's
down
gonna
deep
come out
some
soon.
sass that she's going to bring.
She's gonna
at some
have
point.
something to say. I mean,
yeah.
she's been watching from the sidelines.
Oh, yeah.
She's been watching you guys act the fool, especially at the Quiet Woman. She's gonna have some opinions
Yeah.
later. She's
And-
gonna be
and
like,
she
it's all
doesn't-
gonna come out.
She doesn't know these women yet. Like, she's just observing, and she's like, whoa, what have I gotten myself into? But I'm sure there's going to be at some point, her buttons are going to get pushed. Someone's going to say something,
Absolutely.
and she's not going to have it.
I like what Lydia said too. She's like, I know how she feels because I came in that iconic table fight, you know, with.
Where she's just sitting there like,
Yeah,
deer in the
exactly.
headlights.
So she's like, I know exactly how she feels.
Yeah.
So she's been on both sides. It was interesting to see Lydia bring that up.
yes, it totally was.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna get a table flip tonight, but we just got a plate thrown. Across
Probably
the
because it
table.
was like,
close to a
it
table
was
flip.
nailed to the
don't
ground.
Mind, yeah, I don't mind a good plate throwing. I think that's kind
Yeah,
of fun.
that
But
was
we'll
different.
get to it. We'll talk about it. But first, Shannon and Tamra have a phone call. And I feel like she should be getting hourly wages for like a
The therapy
therapist,
session.
like a
Yeah.
life coach. So they had a whole conversation, and Shannon's checking in to see if they're still on for dinner the next night. And
Why would you want to
Shannon,
go to dinner?
What?
Why would you want to go to dinner?
Yeah.
Especially if you're Shannon.
Yeah.
Well, she
Yeah.
she
You're
says,
on a weight loss thing. Why should you be even going out to dinner in the first place? Drinking alcohol and kikiing with everybody.
She says that she's still infuriated, in her words, by being compared to a liar, Vicki, who we didn't really see much tonight besides renovating her new office. Good for her.
Which looks good.
Yeah. And so Tamra says, well, I'm still the peacemaker of Orange County.
She's really, I feel like
Kind
Tamra,
of.
Tamra has really solidified her role in this whole franchise. She knows what to do. She knows the game so well that she's so amazing for the show.
But I think a lot of people would be like, she's no peacemaker.
No,
Yeah.
like that's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
No, we've seen her journey. Like she was mixing it up with the best of them at the beginning.
Exactly.
I mean, she was like stirring it up, and so
Yeah.
now for her to like, boop, reach the end of that arch, and now she's like, I'm the peacemaker. It's like,
Yeah, but I
okay.
stand strong behind my point. I don't like when Tamra and Vicki are not getting along. I don't feel like there's a balance in the show. And there's definitely something in the air. And it always plays out.
Yeah.
They're gonna reconnect at some point, I am sure.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, Shannon heads over to see Dr. Tim at the gym.
Dr. Tim.
And this is where the episode took a turn, and it was like, this was when Shannon went on her sympathy tour, and rightfully so. I mean, this doctor right away, she walks in, he has a look of complete disappointment on his face. He goes, "Oh wow."
You could have
wow.
literally played a drinking game every time that man said, wow, take a shot.
He was.
You won't be able to drive tonight.
This may be the most professional man on the face of this earth, but he was killing me with the wows.
Oh my God, the Bravo editing.
If
He
I was
literally
his-
said wow 50 times.
If I was his patient, I would
Not in a good way.
never come back.
way.
That is horrible.
He's like, all right, we'll say
I could not
wow.
handle that.
Get on the
Oh
scale.
wow.
Wow.
I mean, he really did it hold back
Wow.
with knowing that there was a camera crew there. He could have maybe went about it in a different way. But he's like, nope, here's the number. Half of you is complete fat.
But
You're
he should be
170
disappointed, he
pounds.
He's
said.
not fully in the wrong though. Shannon wasn't reciprocating in the right way. Everything is, oh, I know. No, you don't know actually.
Yeah.
Because if
That's
you
true.
did, you would do better. But you don't know. It's everything is, oh, I know. Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
Do we think at the reunion we're gonna see like Andy be like, "You've lost all this weight, you look
I
amazing,"
only
and
hope-
everybody like clapping?
I hope
That would be
beyond
incredible.
hope that that's what happens. I would love to see her back to like her size 4. Like, I mean, who knows? She's
I
a
would-
woman of a certain age. But hey, why the hell not?
Well, you
Yeah.
can't be drinking vodka and ordering tenderloins.
That's why. That's exactly why. She got devastating news at that doctor visit. I mean, that's devastating. You've gone so far out of your healthy realm that you're now facing all of these awful diseases and problems, and you know what I mean? Like, this
Yeah.
was devastating news. You'd think someone would be like, "Oh Jesus, I'm changing everything. Like, this is
It's
not
starting
whatever."
now.
Yes, and instead she's like, "Last hurrah." No, if you have to say this
know
is
how
the
many
last
last
hurrah,
hurrahs I've had?
Yeah.
I've had a
Haven't
lot
we
of
all?
last hurrahs.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's I
totally.
mean, it's when you put your mind to something, you cannot have a last hurrah.
I was just gonna say that
Yeah.
when you're like done and you're like from this
You're
point
done.
on, you're like, let's have one last night out because that means you're
No.
mentally not prepared
Nope.
to commit to a diet.
And what's up with telling everyone 5 minutes within sitting down? I just ran into Kelly in the bathroom. Let me tell you about this horrible experience that I'm
We'll
going
get
through.
there.
You
Yeah.
guys are not friends. Why are you telling her you just gained 40
we'll get
pounds?
there. Yeah.
I think she knows.
You tell me when it's time.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I want to
Grant.
know. I want to know because Blake, you work in the health and fitness area zone. You know, how do you feel about breaking news to someone like that about their health and about the lack of progress they've made? How do you think Dr. Tim handled it?
I just personally don't like the surprise and the negativity. I don't care how far down the well she is in terms of help. You still need to, as a health professional, provide somebody with hope. I think if I was like really facing something heavy, I would not want my medical professional saying, "Oh wow, oh you should be disappointed." Oh, it's like, what are you, my mother? No,
Yeah.
I need you to say, "Look, things are very serious. I need to be very frank with you."
Yeah, he was very negative.
Yeah. You need to say, things are very serious. I need you to understand things are very serious, but you're going to get better. And this is how, and I'm going to help you, and these are the steps, and you have to for your
I
health
think he
and
did
your
give her a
family
little
get
bit
better.
of hope.
A little bit. I mean, yeah. I don't know. What about
I
there's
don't
something
think
to-
so.
It's her questions, though. She's like, it's not too late, right? Well, what do you think he's
I think
going to
she needs
say? Yes, it's
reassurance.
too late.
I think it's interesting with David how he's gotten so fit and he's in the best shape of his life, and his wife is like this.
Because he's
like,
focused on himself. She's not focused on herself. She's focused on everybody else around her
Good
and not
point.
herself.
And she didn't
So
come
true.
off to
Good
me like
point.
somebody that was gonna crumble like that, because she presented herself in such a strong
Yeah.
manner. It's very disappointing to see that Vicki Gunvalson got to her that badly,
And
especially
what
if things weren't true.
Yeah.
You know what was interesting? In that personal training session, he did, ask her, like, what's all the stress about? Like, why are you so stressed and why are you letting it get to you? And she even said herself, like, I don't want to hurt David. And it's like, you're not focused on yourself. You're hurt. You're focusing everything on David and all the wrong things when you should just be focusing on having him, making him happy, making yourself happy.
Yeah.
I just think her priorities are a little bit mixed up.
Yeah, and she didn't want to hurt David with the allegations she claims, but it's like every single day of her being negative and being upset and stressed and overweight and mentally just not fit is hurting him even more. I'm sure of it. A little season of false allegations would have been over and done with, and they could have gotten on with their lives.
Exactly.
I think
That's what I don't
the
get.
Real Housewives contract should say, be prepared for all allegations if you sign up for this, because there should be no
Yeah.
more surprises.
But
Because
the biggest thing for me,
Yeah.
and Peggy mentioned this tonight, is she told Shannon directly, and she doesn't know Shannon yet. She said, "If this is untrue, why are you letting it bother you?" I agree with that 1,000%.
With every
you
with
feel
every
like he
press.
did, you feel like he did do it.
Well, number one, there was a police report to show that something happened. She called the police and something happened. I don't know what that was, but something was major enough for her to
Yeah.
do that. And second of all, the way she's reacting seems very guilty. I'm of the belief that if something is not true, you pay no attention to it. Nothing.
Zero.
Yeah.
Things that are not true blow over. When you give no attention to it, it's done. Who cares? Done.
And-
Someone else says something about it, blow them off, on to the
This
next.
is the
Like,
year
that's it.
2017. When press like this comes out, you either run under and hide and it'll go away in 3 days, or you harp on it and you just
Keep bringing it up.
keep bringing it up. It's never going to go away. we're going to talk an entire season about David's allegations because you won't stop
Yeah.
crying about it.
If she'd never spoken of it again since the reunion,
we would have a different
we'd
storyline.
have nothing to go off of.
Well, and then Shannon says, well, I'm not going to tell David about the weight gain because I'm afraid that he'll be done. So she's still like that was. That
I didn't
said
get
a lot.
that.
There's a lot of
That said a
insecurity
lot.
there.
But I didn't get
she's,
it.
Well, what she's saying is that that he'll probably leave or go out and
She's
cheat on her
terrified
again.
that he's going to leave
So she's
her.
not secure in that relationship.
Absolutely
That,
not.
all that stuff from last season didn't, I guess, do really anything in her mind to solidify their marriage.
But
It's
why
not
is she upset?
solidified.
Because of the number? She doesn't want to tell him the number?
Yeah.
Like visually he knows, lady. We
Absolutely.
all know.
He's not blind.
You don't have to say a number. It's
It's
you know
a
what I mean?
hard
So-
place
I
to
just
be
hope
in.
that she gets the help that she needs because there is, it's not too late for her, and she has all the money in the world to get that help.
Yeah, that's
There's
the other
people
thing
around
that
the
kind of
And
world.
she
bugs
has Tamra,
Yeah.
who she could call, who freaking owns a
all
gym.
of these resources
Yeah,
at your
I wish,
fingertips.
I wish I had a Tamra Judge in my life.
For
I'll be
real.
honest. I wish I had someone I could call up and be like, "Look, I need help leaning down. Like, what am
But
I doing
you
wrong?
have
Here's
to
what I'm
help
eating."
yourself.
That's exactly it, Lan.
'Cause-
Of all the resources she has, it does not matter until she decides for herself that she's not having any more last hurrahs.
They were in the car going, blah, 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 blah. This is what I'm going through. And Tamara's like, that's a lot. But you didn't see her jumping in going, all right, what are we going to do about this? Because the other person has to be ready. If she was feeding that kind of information, I guarantee Tamara would be like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's
Yeah,
get up
and she's not
tomorrow.
there.
Let's make a game plan. She's not there.
Yeah,
She's talking about Las Hurrahs and a tall vodka with lots of lime
That's
juice.
the hard part for her too
typical
is that
It sounds delicious.
on these housewife
I know,
shows,
really,
like
oh.
these women are supposed to drink. There's alcohol everywhere, so it's going to be that much harder for Shannon to not, unless she
It's
goes on
true.
a cleanse.
Take the
And-
Tamara road. Have one glass of red wine.
Yeah, it's not impossible, and Tamara has shown us that. But you know what? Regardless, that's Shannon's priorities.
You have to do
Anybody
it for
that wants to
yourself.
drop weight, try
Exactly.
and look up the master cleanse. I did it. I didn't eat for 10 days. And
I
it
thought
really
about
was
doing that.
life changing.
Oh,
Did you feel like
what
you
was
leaned
it?
down on that?
Oh yeah, I literally like.
Did you get did you
yes,
cut off?
I would like.
How
as
many
I was,
people
like,
did you kill by the third day?
I was like, it was like scraping to the very end. But
I
yes, the
bet.
master cleanse
Is
does
that the
work.
lemonade, cayenne pepper,
Yes, cayenne
maple
pepper.
syrup?
Yes.
I can't do that.
I did it. Yeah, I just put my mind to it, but it's you have to put your mind to doing something. So
I bet it's super, super difficult.
it was.
Yeah.
But I got through it.
Dang.
I like to eat.
I have more
know.
questions
No
for you
snacks.
later.
Yeah, later.
I don't
my
care
This
about
is us seeing.
I don't care about eating, but I'd have to eat my snacks. But anyway,
I don't need meals.
I have to
Your
have my
oranges.
vodka.
Right here, we have
Yes,
snacks.
Yes. All right. Well, let's take a turn to the quiet woman.
Yes.
Anything but. And apparently, if you didn't know, Kelly Dodd lives across the street. So if you want to stalk
That's my
Kelly
jam.
Dodd,
It's my local drinkery.
You know this is my jam. Why are you so surprised? This is my jam.
Jam,
Lydia met Kelly and Vicki with tiaras on that said party or something random the day before, and Kelly made a big deal that she would not be coming to this. But basically, Kelly, Peggy, Lydia, Tamra, and Shannon all have, made it a point to get to the quiet woman. And Shannon, yes, we talked about Shannon's last hurrah. Tamra stayed very quiet when she learned the news of the weight in the car regarding Shannon.
It was pretty shocking.
Yeah, but in her interview, she's like, "That's really bad." We're like, yeah, well.
But again, like, how much can you really say? I mean, I get that.
You don't
I
want
get
to.
that.
You don't want to upset Shannon.
Yeah.
It only takes
Right,
one
but
word.
Fire's
does-
already lit.
Yes, but and this is so funny because I know I was like, well, that guy was a little tough. That Dr. Tim was a little tough. But does someone like Shannon really need tough love though, too? At the same time, if all this is not really working, and you need to be like, look, you need to do this, and you're not going to leave until you do it.
Exactly.
But why? Because a medical professional does not have any bearing over her life. Whatever she does, he's only there to give her advice. He's not there to like put her down or
Maybe
be
this
aggressive
isn't
to
the right
her.
trainer for her. Maybe she
Yeah.
needs somebody else. She
I mean,
needs someone
I
that's
believe in
like
tough
a boot
love.
camp.
I for sure believe in tough love, but I think it comes from your family, your best friends, your partner, whoever it is the
Right.
one to slap you into reality.
Yeah.
Definitely your
Because
partner.
I can tell
Yes.
you, trainers have done jack for me. So I mean, you really
It's
have to
hard,
find the
though.
right one.
It's hard though because last episode David made a little comment about eating the bread. Remember, he was like, "Just don't have any bread," and she's like, "Look, I had one piece. Look, one piece."
Yeah.
Took it out of her
Well,
mouth.
you know what? Now that you take it out of your mouth, throw it in the trash can.
See, and poor David has probably been hinting like
Yeah, but he doesn't
can't
want to
say
upset her.
anything.
He can't upset
He
her
can't
like
say
that.
he can't say
It's
anything,
hard.
Yeah.
and she's not even going to
It
hear
must be hard to be in that
regardless.
relationship. Like,
It
it must be hard.
because she sacrificed a lot. Let's keep in mind she sacrificed, being with a guy who did cheat on her. So, You know,
But she
these
didn't
might be
have to make that choice.
She didn't have to. She made it for her family.
He doesn't look
but-
happy either, and David just wants to be happy. You could tell, like,
Yeah.
I mean, working out
He's
and
fit,
like,
he
he's
seems
about
nice, he's
himself.
I wish that he
outgoing,
would
yeah.
put that energy to help her out because I want to
know.
like
I agree.
relationship wise. I feel like partnerships should be ones that like build you up and like you guys are on the same playing field.
Yeah.
And looking at their body differences, it makes me feel like what unity or what's going on.
But I don't
Right.
think there
Two
is a lot
different
of unity. I
lifestyles.
think that's the
There
point.
is no unity.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
it might have been
The
gone
trainer's
for
like,
a
how often
while.
do you guys? And she's like, oh, he's working out every day. I'm like, you didn't even get what he was trying to say, because that's probably not even in their realm right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Well, she
I
said
don't
her
think they're
intimacy is
intimate,
affected.
She's
so-
embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
It's
they're
rough.
intimate.
I feel bad.
I do too. It's, I mean,
Yeah.
say what I may about her. I do feel bad. It's it's a very tough position, emotionally, physically, all of it. It's very tough.
Well, Shannon met with Peggy, and she was immediately turned off by her too, by her humor.
I like the Armenian humor.
I
she
liked
brought.
it. I liked it.
She's really good in her confessionals.
Yeah.
She's
That's when
like,
you
I came
know.
for dinner and a show.
I love that.
So she tells Lydia that she tells Lydia that she felt attacked and shocked. Right, it was a shock the conversation we had, and
we're
then
attacked.
Yeah, no one's attacked on the show. And then Peggy says there was a back and forth, and she didn't know who to look at, and then
That was funny.
under 5
The
minutes
neck
of meeting
pain.
her,
The
yeah,
neck
It was
pain.
a tennis match.
yeah. Not Lydia, the other one. Shannon told Peggy about her weight and about the reports of the abuse, like right out of the gate. Like,
I died.
And the way that Shannon
why?
brings up, like, oh, there were allegations that my husband beat the shit out of me.
Just the way she
The
said
way
it.
you word that, I would be turned off. I would think you're slightly crazy. It's just abrasive. It's a lot. It's called easing in.
All
we
of
talked about
this-
this last
All
episode.
of this, yes.
Yeah.
stop talking about it. You know, my grandmother told me, she's like, the more, and this is just similar to your point, but like, the more you talk about it, the more guilty you look.
I honestly don't think that she knows what she's doing anymore. I think she's on the show and she's forgetting that there's cameras and she's just trying to be real because it's the Real Housewives.
Oh, I
and she's
mean-
also just
unraveling
really
it.
unraveling
Yeah.
everything. This isn't good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if
yeah.
if I insisted that I did not steal this, and there wasn't really a question that I did, I kept saying, but really though, like I can show you the receipt, like I paid, like it was so much per pound, like I use a debit card. You'd be like, all right,
Okay, you
like,
didn't steal it.
Yeah.
so like,
right?
No one would
please
know.
stop with all these details and telling people.
See, that's
out of the
exactly how I
gate.
feel. Yeah.
Yes. So Peggy then makes a joke about apparently it's an Armenian joke that you get beat up on a Friday. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I grew up with plenty of Armenians. I don't know anyone that
funny.
got beat up on any day of the week.
But see,
It's probably just a saying that they have
Yes.
over dinner with lots of wine, and you know the men are like, "This is my wife," and on Fridays I
on Fridays,
smack
I
her
beat her.
around a little bit. I mean, I think there's some
I want
lightheartedness
her to
in
elaborate a
there.
little bit more. I think we need to tweet her and be like, where did this joke
Okay, look.
It'll be in the
from?
blog
No.
because she doesn't have anything else to write.
There are many cultural colloquialisms that make no sense. They're very racist. They're very sexist. They're very whatever.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
people have been saying them for centuries. So it probably,
Definitely my
100%
culture.
is a joke. I get it. It's probably been handed down for 500 generations. Just like smack my wife on a Friday, whatever. I get it. Like I can forgive it for the cultural,
Yeah,
whatever.
Every culture has their own thing.
Exactly.
And
so
seeing Deco and them, you're gonna not take it so
Obviously
serious because
not.
they're just great
Yeah.
together. I
Who
love his
knows?
energy.
Yeah.
totally.
Well, as soon as Shannon leaves for the bathroom, in walks Kelly. And I was so excited.
Oh, bravo!
Yeah.
You're so sneaky.
I know. There's like some poor PA like, go.
I know,
go, you can go.
exactly.
It's like Kelly's
Shannon
waiting
just got up to
outside.
the bathroom. Enter Kelly. Go.
And Kelly's the
Yeah.
perfect person to do that because she's crazy enough
Oh my
to
god,
say.
she is.
Yeah, she's crazy enough to say, I live around the block. Like, she's willing to play up with the
Yeah.
producers.
Exactly.
So she's like a producer's dream.
Yeah.
She's a perfect
Yeah.
castmate.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
why Kelly
Yeah.
is my new favorite.
I mean, there's a lot of reality gold happening right here.
Yeah.
Oh, she went in there and shook it all up. Shake it up, Kelly. Shake it
Stop
up.
it.
And
Shake
she
it up.
said it herself. She knows how to push Shannon's buttons, so she's the perfect person
And
to
Shannon
be
just
there.
falls for the trap so
Yeah.
easily. You know what, Kelly? I was
easily.
kind to you. I told you about something really painful that happened to me today. Really?
And why? Nobody
why?
asked you. Kelly didn't ask you.
She goes, seriously? Like, all right, they're already starting as soon as someone walks into the room.
I'd have been like, seriously, yeah, go pee,
if someone
whatever.
makes a comment, if you walk into the room, you are on edge immediately,
Yeah,
and you are.
yeah.
I'm like ready, like
Yeah.
seriously. And then like she goes, I had some news. I gained 40 pounds in this. You're looking at fat Shannon. Why the hell are you letting this girl who you don't?
They're giving her ammunition.
It reminds me of like high school when you had like a frenemy and you wanted to confide in them or tell them something, but then in the back of your mind you're like, why did I just tell them that?
Yes.
That's exactly
It was a
what
slip
happened.
up. It was a
This
slip
was
up.
like high school.
Yeah.
It's like let me put my cards on the table so they don't come after me. Like let
Yeah.
me state the obvious.
And all
Yes.
you're doing is
Yeah.
just like handing them your weakness.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there wasn't a camera on the other side, but if there was a camera on the inside of the bathroom shooting towards
Kelly.
the door, I think Kelly would have been like, "Oh,
What?
Shannon, I didn't even recognize you," because Shannon was like, "It's not the me that you're it's fat." I don't know, whatever she was saying. She was just going off the rails.
And then you've got Lydia who's like, just hug it out. Just hug it out. I'm like,
They did a
Lydia was
prayer in the
Let's call in
bathroom.
Jesus.
Okay,
Let's
okay.
They did a
call in
prayer.
Jesus.
They did a prayer in the bathroom.
Lydia, you are doing way too much too soon on this show. This whole friendship whisperer thing has got to go. You are like an uninvited guest to the show. I am really tired of her and everyone's business.
It's only been been
like
episode
episode 3.
2 or 3.
He's not completely off because
Three.
this has been the primary talk on Twitter. Like everyone's like,
Yeah.
Lydia, relax. It's episode 3, girl.
I appreciated the prayer that she was kind to Shannon in that moment. Shannon needed it, whatever. But like, whoa, please, like, what? I mean, I'm still not here for this Lydia being on the show.
I'm okay with it.
I'm not.
I'm okay with it
with
just
it.
because of her, all these other equations have played out,
Yeah.
which has been fantastic.
And she's
like the
mixed
Quiet
up with
Woman
that
song.
too.
That's all production, though. It's just production putting these women at tables and at parties. I don't know. I mean, with the
I don't
guise
know.
of
I
her.
feel like you and I probably wouldn't have vibed with Lydia. Like she's just too much in your business, but it's great for TV because like what you said, like we have these storylines.
Yeah.
To me, it's just like, look, Lydia from the other seasons was not a breakout. There was never a campaign to get her to come back like a Danielle Staub, like a
yeah.
Camille Grammer. So it's like, okay, she's
How
on.
did it come
no
about?
one
How did she
understands-
get back on?
Well,
She was
she's been
friends
trying to
with
come
both
on.
of them.
Yes, she's been trying to come on forever. Not her, but the producers have been reaching out to her ever since she left. And that's why we got Megan King Edmonds instead. For further information on the casting, you can listen to Grant's Hollywood Talk because we went in deep on all Housewives in the last episode. So we get some more details into all that. Just to plug.
Megan was
we
completely
plug that.
boring tonight.
That's
waste,
That's
yeah.
3 for 3.
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean,
Jim's
she's not
comments-
offered anything
But
yet.
I'm
Jim's
saying she
comments
might
again
come-
made the whole little scene work.
Right.
So-
but it's
She
just
might make her
same.
moment happen.
The baby's cute, but like,
Back at the table, Kelly tells Peggy that Shannon is a psycho, and then Tamra's like,
Which was great. She's like, she's like,
and then Tamra's like, I don't know what to do, but what would Jesus do? I'm like, this is like a
like
disaster.
what is happening?
dinner.
What is
There was so
happening?
much
Tamra's like,
going
oh, I'm just
on.
gonna sweet talk her up and then say that's what Jesus would do.
Ay, ay, ay.
Nice one, Tamra.
Yes.
Again, she knows how to play. You know, she doesn't vibe with Kelly, but she knows not to cross her because she knows what will happen.
Yeah.
She's like, it's too early to get into a screaming match with
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
So
yeah.
how
It's
are
too
you
early.
tonight?
Yeah.
How are you tonight?
Kelly
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a
yeah.
vicious opponent, that's for sure.
I am surprised. I
Kelly.
am surprised to see that Tamra did not take that and run with it. She did not. She,
This is
she
my
didn't take the
jam.
fight.
Yeah.
She
Like,
didn't take the
jam.
fight.
like, remember Ireland?
Yeah.
And that
Keep
was a whole
walking.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't do it.
She's already been through a lot with her, and Kelly does go below the belt, so Shannon's
does go
already
below the
getting
belt.
drug under. That Tamra was like, okay, it can't be both of them. It has to just be
Yeah.
one.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're all on the same page with that.
Yeah.
And then the last 5 minutes of the show.
We're the best part.
Shannon returns to the table
Oh,
and
God.
she lets Kelly know the last words you said to me were cruel. And then she says, Kelly, just get out. Just get out of my table.
Yeah, but if you think about it, everyone's last words to each other were on the reunion, and none of them were nice. So why can't you just pick up like a new leaf and be like,
I was thinking the same.
hey,
New season, new leaf.
exactly. I
Usually,
knew that the
yeah.
reunion was bad, but what's up?
Usually, like Housewives, like they let things go, especially on Beverly Hills. It's kind of like you start fresh.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a new
For some
slate.
reason, with Shannon, it's like we continued on. There was no break.
We've been
That's the
talking about the
problem.
same thing for 3 seasons
Yeah.
now.
That's the problem, though, because Shannon takes this way too seriously and way too personal. Where the other women can be like Kyle and Lisa Vanderpump. They're like, you know what? We had words, but we're in this together, and we're just gonna do this show, and we need to be each other's ally. But Shannon is like, she had like a list, and she was checking it twice before she walked in, and she was like, Kelly, this bitch said this. Vicki, this bitch said this.
Yeah, it's
So,
once again the
like,
way she
She has like
words
her
things.
scoreboard up and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it might be too early to say this, but I don't think Shannon's gonna be back next season.
I kind of
maybe
agree with
for
him.
her
I
own
kind of
mental
agree with
health,
him.
she shouldn't. And I would like to see. I actually am a fan of Shannon, kids. I am a fan of her.
I like Shannon, but I
But-
don't think that she will be back for some reason.
She's not in the right space.
Yeah,
She's
I mean,
not
I
in the
can
right
only
space.
hope that maybe she'll like deprogram a little
I
bit.
literally feel like she's on the brink of a breakdown.
Yeah, I know, and it's got to be hard for David to
yeah.
like watch her be going through
I
all this
bet.
publicly. I mean, I almost think maybe he should like put his foot down and just be like,
Yeah.
"Look, for the preservation of our relationship, this is like my last ditch effort. Get off this show. I
And
cannot
he
take
would
it."
he would not be unwarranted. to do
No,
that.
I
Yeah.
would fully agree with him,
Yeah.
and I mean, I think it's long overdue personally. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that should have been part of the coming together, the reunion of them, Shannon and David should have been
Usually
like,
people leave
"Okay, I'll
when
be
they
with
come.
you, but let's."
Yeah.
Mix
I just feel like
this."
it's so deep inside Shannon. Like it's deep in there. You know what I mean?
is a
He's been
lifestyle.
talking about
This is
a
a life.
simple conversation that had to do with housing turned into something with her and Peggy. She was just like, "Oh, I have crystals in my basement and I built it from the ground up." And Peggy's like, "That seems like a lot of work."
Okay, the
and she
thing-
was taking that like
Yeah,
offensively
yeah.
already. She was getting riled up over
It's
it.
very defensive.
And I thought it was so
Too
weird because
sensitive.
she was talking about that house like she lives in it currently.
Yeah, she doesn't live there anymore.
She doesn't live there anymore. So all the work she might have done or put into it does not matter because she does not live there. And the way she, it's not like, "Oh, once I lived in a house where I did all this stuff to it." No, she was talking about like she
Yeah.
still lived in it, got offensive when she was,
Right.
It's
you
just
felt
the
like
way
she-
she words
Production
things.
did do
Yeah.
her a favor though. When they cut to all that footage, you notice when they cut to all that footage of the house,
That's
she
what
was
helped
talking about it.
visually.
They didn't cut to the interview look because Shannon looks drastically different from that first season.
you're
we were
right.
introduced. So they did do her a favor, and this is not a mean comment. This is I'm just saying it like it is. Like they looked out for her because we're seeing Shannon as she is, and we haven't seen that many flashbacks to compare. And I think
Well,
they're doing
you
her
know
a favor.
what they did do, but leading up to the premiere of Orange County this season, I was watching Bravo played all of the, the first times we had seen Shannon, and she was a size 0, and she was super, super skinny. So they did it in the beginning.
Well, yeah, because
And they showed that tiny
for
little clip, and
episodes.
she was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"I was
yeah.
118."
Yeah.
They showed that tiny
Yeah.
little clip, and she was like,
She was so
"Oh."
skinny.
I know. Well, Kelly is never going to miss an opportunity to make it real personal. And of course, she said, "Well, maybe you need hormones for your body."
And then it just struck the nerve. Bravo's so great with the music. They're
I
like,
know.
"Body, hit it, boom."
And then Shannon, she has to like swallow and digest it and take it in and look, and then you know what's coming. Like, F you, read between the lines. And then
Yeah.
Shannon gets up.
"These lines right here."
Everybody in the restaurant is like, "Oh my
Everyone's like,
God."
"Ooh,
I
whore."
loved it. I'm a bitch. And I just loved when Kelly
There's
said,
bitch
"Keep
over here."
eating, keep eating."
No.
She goes, "This is not my plate."
All of that was happening, and I was just getting so amped up, and I had so much
You're getting
anxiety.
amped up. I was getting anxiety.
But the best part was when
love
she
it.
walked out in the hallway, and she's like, "Keep laughing," and Kelly's like, "That was incredible."
right in the
Kelly-
corner with her cocktail.
Oh, that
like,
evil
just waiting for her.
laugh.
was so
Kelly.
drunk. She's another one that the
Oh,
alcohol though.
Love it.
Yeah.
But,
She
and
played
it-
the part really good.
So Peggy and Lydia were all like bougie and embarrassed and like, "We're leaving," and Shannon's like, "I'm getting in this like $100,000 car. My mind is spinning." Like they have to take a crash course in OC Housewives because there'll be many a screaming coming up.
Oh my goodness,
They have no idea of the
we
amount of
like-
screaming that happens on this show, and I live for every moment.
Did we like Kelly in the little glass window?
Oh my
Kissing-
God.
kissing
I
her
was
lips, you could
dying.
see.
She's a child.
Yeah.
That
She-
was hysterical.
She behaves like a 9-year-old most of the
You
time.
guys, how crazy hilarious was that?
Like
I'm
who has
sorry.
done anything like that before?
I think
Nobody.
we
They're like
Kelly
outside
Dodd.
crying about it.
After, but-
Oh, I
Kelly's
would love it.
in the back. I mean, I'm sorry.
Leanne, we need to get Kelly Dodd in here.
Yeah.
Right
We
over
do,
there.
Kelly. Come join us because you are
Please.
fantastic.
I know.
She's my spirit
Super
animal.
fan over here.
Bring your mother or your husband.
all
like,
of them.
we're just
Bring all
bring-
three.
bring
Bring
'em.
Michael and your mama.
we
We'll have
we
all
have
of 'em.
questions. I want to know really at that quiet moment when you were laughing in the hallway. What happened next? I want to know.
I think she was channeling a little Kim Kardashian. That's my jam. No, this is my jam. Literally, it's my jam. Like we live across the street. Why are you surprised? It's my jam.
I don't know if I can or can't believe that a scene played out in a public bathroom. I mean,
Oh, it
We
was
are
so
not in the
good.
90210.
We've already used up all the other public locations, so why
I
not
feel
bring it
bad
to
for the
about
cameraman
there?
on this show. They're like, oh,
He's-
God, we
he's
gotta
just
fight.
like,
Last season, they taped at The Quiet Woman. I think this is the last time they'll be able to get a release.
not gonna go there again.
Jeez Louise.
So let's take a look at some news and gossip. Ugh, these ladies, I just can't get enough.
News and gossip.
Peggy, let's learn a little bit more about her since we have so little screen time, really.
do.
Deco, in an interview, we learned that he owns WTW Corp. But on the cars, it says Giovanna Wheels. But apparently, what he really does is he designs and produces custom wheels and rims. And as soon as I read that, I noticed the rims on all the cars are very different. You know, very specific. Nothing like you get all at the lot. You know?
For like brands of vehicles,
Only
like,
for luxury
you know,
cars.
Oh,
Yes.
for like Ferrari,
I love
Maserati. He
luxury
does all the
rimming.
wheels for all
Yeah,
these.
yes.
Perfect.
Well,
And he's
there's
been-
got to be a market for that.
Yeah, he's been doing it for 20 years, and he has a sterling reputation in the business. Apparently, he's the go-to for such things.
I could see that. He seems like a good guy. What
Yeah.
we've seen, I like it.
And he had a design named just Peg, or Pegs, P-E-G-G-S, for a while, but it's since retired because he had to keep things fresh. But he said it did very well, so that's nice. He really has such a love and respect for his wife.
Yeah.
I love that he worships
know.
her.
Yeah.
I
He's
need
like,
a
you're so
deco in my
sexy.
life.
Yes.
We all
Don't we
want a
all?
deco.
Don't we all?
Adorable.
Where do we order one?
Right? Do they
I
have
love
that on
his-
GiovannaWheels.com?
I love his look, his interview look. He had that really nice
Oh, he's
black
got
on
swag.
black.
He's
He's
very
sharp.
chic.
Black
yeah.
on black, look real good.
That man
Meanwhile-
looks like he has money. He smells. He looks
Him
like
and
money.
Lydia's
He's
husband, so I'm not
sexy.
surprised.
I can smell him through the TV. He smells like
I can smell money from anywhere.
As the United States falls apart politically, Fox News sat down with an interview with
Ew.
Shannon Bedore. And I'm like, really? This is the source, Fox News, for Shannon? And it was not much of an interview. It was very short. But Shannon admits that she did go off the wagon, quote, a little. And she takes responsibility for her weight. She's no longer blaming Vicki. She's been on this tour through the media.
God.
That she says, I put the food in my mouth, I ate it, blah, blah, blah. And that she is slowly losing weight. So that's the latest on the Bedore watch. Meanwhile, Kelly Dodd, she is claims that she's addicted to her husband. That her and the husband are just addicted to each other.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yes.
Hold up.
They can't stand to be around each other for more than 10 minutes. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
She knows how to work the press.
Talk about turning a new leaf. Is this really
No,
like the
I-
second coming?
No, they're addicted to each other because they don't know if they want to be together or not. Like that's the whole thing. Like
Oh,
she's
so
saying,
it's like a dangerous addiction.
yeah,
Maybe
she's
they're
saying on
addicted to the
ET.
craziness.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
We've
She-
all been friends with a couple like that. And usually
Yeah.
they're crazy and they fight at the
They
end of
fight
the night.
a lot. Yeah, every night, like a drunk night, always. Entertainment Tonight had an interview with Kelly, and she says, we're still married, quote. She says, I think we came into the season thinking, okay, let's not bash each other. Let's not embarrass each other. But you forget that the cameras are on, and, you know, it's reality. We do fight, and, you know, we do throw jabs at each other. We just push each other's buttons. And she says that Michael and I have our ups and downs. You know, 1 week we're good, 1 week it's awful. It's the same, really hasn't changed. And she went on to say that one month she's ready to get a divorce, and the next month she can't get enough of him. So
That sounds about right. That sounds like how they are on the show.
Yeah.
Very back and forth. So I don't think she's really fishing for anything. I think it's pretty
yeah,
accurate.
Yeah,
No.
I agree with that.
Shannon,
that.
on
You
the
know-
other hand. I'm just kidding.
they're an interesting couple to watch.
Is that all you had on
That's
your
all
list?
I have.
I have one quick addition I'd like to mention.
Yes.
So we learned this on tonight's episode, which I had been curious about for a while. I actually Googled it before tonight's episode and knew, but Lydia, I was thinking that all her money had come from her husband, which, you know, maybe some of it has, but her husband has been in like the magazine game for a long time. And I'm just feeling like I don't really feel strong about the magazine market right now. Like
called The
where,
Nobleman.
Where, right, all right.
That's catchy.
Well, okay, but regardless, I don't know that you make like $15 million off of magazines. It's like there's got to be something else. Anyway,
There's always something else.
yes, and I looked up their net worth. That's why I say 15 million. The husbands, but I learned an interesting thing about Lydia. Lydia comes from a very wealthy family, and I didn't know this before. I don't know if everybody else knew this, but
Interesting.
her
They touched on
father
it tonight,
and
yeah.
grandfather are essentially media moguls in Canada.
right,
They founded a broadcasting company worth millions, and that's her dad. So
Yeah, she talked about her grandpa today, like for a second, right? Like,
Yeah.
her
right
dad
be-
and grandpa. Yeah.
Right before she told her husband to grow some balls over the
Yeah,
confession.
yeah.
That
I was a little like,
interesting.
ooh, that was painful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder. I love Lydia's mother, of course. Who doesn't? And I was so she must be. I don't know if they're still together. Actually, I think they are.
I think they are.
They are.
So yeah.
Yeah,
so
they're
she-
together.
No wonder. No wonder.
I don't think
she's
she's
so
gonna
great.
like
She has no
that
problems.
clip.
No money problems.
She's able to be such a free spirit.
Yes.
No responsibility.
She must have like the best grade marijuana, I assume, because she smokes all the time.
Her husband must be into it too. I bet they're both into it.
They have to.
It's California.
Yeah.
And Canada must be. Maybe it's legal in Canada.
It's
Must-
legal everywhere.
must have
now.
been a
I'm sure
thing
somebody
there
in the
long
comment
before.
box will
Listeners
answer
will
that
know.
question.
Yes.
Do tell, please.
Yes. So let's predict and see what's coming up next week. What do you want to say?
I'll go. I think.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
Okay, I'm going back to Peggy. Oh, we should have done our thing. I think we're going to see sooner rather than later Peggy have a little reaction. I think already tonight, I mean, this was her introduction, but I really feel like it's not going to take long for her to like mix it up. I think she was gauging these women. She was gauging her conversation with Shannon, and she was kind of like, I don't know what's up with this woman. She's talking a
I have
little
a
cray.
prediction.
And so I think we're going to see something sooner rather than later with Peggy.
Peggy and Shannon are not going to.
No. And it might even be between them. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe even as soon as next episode. I mean, she got a bad first,
Shannon's
intro to Shannon.
too abrasive.
Too abrasive.
I love Peggy. I hope she shows a little bit more of her culture. That's what I'm looking forward to. As far as predictions, I really hope that Tamra and Vicki come together. At least sit down and
Yeah,
give
at least
us
a
little
meeting.
bit. Give us a little Tamra and Vicki show.
Yeah.
They likely will, but they said that as soon as things were repaired on the show, they fell apart in real life. So who knows?
Well, according to Andy Cohen, Vicki and Peggy hit it off right off the bat.
Yeah.
I
they
could
film
see
a
that.
lot.
I
So,
could totally see that. Yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
looking forward to seeing their interactions and how Vicki, because Vicki has always been this like, I'm the original, but then Peggy's not the kind of girl that would care for that.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see why they vibe, and you know what, like, you know,
Vicky
might
needs
work.
numbers. Vicky needs
Yeah.
numbers at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
I think I
so-
said that last week too. I think they're both just money ladies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just
It'll-
of
I think it might
that.
work.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah, but
I see
Vicky
it.
needs someone else on
She
her
played-
team other than
yeah,
Kelly too.
last season,
She's someone else to
Vicky-
film with.
Yeah, Vicki did a really good job of paving the way for the future of the next phase of her Real Housewives career, because having Kelly on her back is like the best thing that could have happened to Vicki. Because you
You
just
know-
have that friend that's gonna just go there.
And Vicki
And
is
she
so
will go
experienced.
there.
Oh, totally. And Vicki's so experienced in this whole game. I really just feel that at this point, she's really probably more strategic than anything else.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't need new friends
She's
and
been
whatever
strategic
else.
from the beginning.
She has, but I do think like Tamra, for example, I think was very emotionally connected to Tamra. I think she was
Yeah.
real life friends with Tamra. And,
absolutely.
like, that hurt. And I mean, I think I could kind of tell along the trajectory of everything that some were emotional and her real friends. And then now it's just like, it is what it is. I got Kelly for ratings.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, just
Yeah.
like strategically
support,
planning
too.
her alliance.
Vicki brings
yeah,
up
yeah.
Tamra because it's like a clearly like an evident something that happened in her life. Like she's clearly hurt. She talks about Brooks and she talks about Tamra.
Yeah.
Even tonight she was like,
Yeah,
"Brooks-
it's true.
I
Brooks and
predict.
Tamra."
I predict that Kelly and Lydia probably won't get along that well. Mainly because I think Lydia will distance herself from Kelly. She already said she was embarrassed by her.
Yeah.
Those two are complete opposite types of girls.
Yeah, I can't
So-
wait to see them both interact, and there's gonna be a problem between them two.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
Kelly's gonna eat her up.
Ooh, we sense a lot of problems
Yeah.
coming.
I know.
Lots of problems coming.
Oh well, there's plenty of time to see this play out. Any final thoughts while we have a moment?
I don't know why I'm predicting next week might be like one of those filler episodes
Oh, I
where there
hope
won't
not.
be not
Oh,
too
we don't have
much.
enough juice yet. Gotta be more.
No.
Gotta be more.
Start
until we get-
squeezing, start squeezing.
I think the aftermath of this bathroom scene is going to play out and it's going to lead us to something good. And I think it's going to lead us to Peggy going,
to Vicki.
WTF.
these
Yeah.
girls are crazy. And yes,
Yeah.
it is going to lead to Vicki.
Because Vicki's gonna need to know what happened, so we're definitely gonna
Absolutely.
have you'll never guess what happened at the dinner.
Right,
Or
right.
so
Gotta
I think
relay the
that-
message.
Yeah, Vicki's gonna come back.
Yeah. Well, I saw Vicki on an interview this morning. It came out on Entertainment Tonight, and she talked a lot about Brianna. And I they call her Brianna on the show, and in the interview they called her Brianna. I'm very big on names. I've been calling her Brianna forever because that's how she was introduced. But anyway, she was talking a lot about the daughter and her health and that. her husband, now Brianna's husband, is now in August 25th officially going to be retired and living in Orange County, and she thinks that it's time for the daughter to join the show. She said fans have really pushed for this full time. She's like, I want my daughter to be full time on this show. She is the OG. She said this is her show after all, one of those reunions. So if Vicki
my
wants
show.
it, hopefully she'll get it. I hope.
That would be amazing. I would love to see Brianna in a housewife, and I think that she's paid
She would
her
be one of the
dues.
first ones
I would love
to
that.
a daughter to transition
She
into
would be
a
the
main
first
role.
one.
Yeah.
She would be.
Should
would
be
be
very
amazing.
fitting.
Yep.
It would work perfectly because OC was the first Housewives franchise. It would be the first
She should do it.
graduation.
They
At least
should
for
have.
one
They should have
season.
done it this season, and she should have been
It'd be
the
entertaining.
100th housewife, like Peggy.
That would have been great.
Full circle, but. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah.
But
That would be
anyway,
cute.
yeah. Anyway, we'll get to see more of her throughout the season. So yeah, that was it.
Lovely.
Lots more coming. I know. I feel like we have to do a pilgrimage to this quiet woman. I'm very curious
Let's do
to
it.
see what it's
Let's
like.
go. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Let's sit in the
go.
booth that they sat in.
I'm very curious. I mean, we can go say hi to Kelly. We can knock on her door. She said she lives across the
And then
street.
someone yell about the hormones. And then I'll say, this is not my plate.
I'll play Kelly. I'll play Kelly. I'll be
it
like,
up.
keep eating,
Flip a
Blake.
plate.
Keep eating. Oh my God, I love
We'll
it.
probably
Not
have to
my plate.
reenact that this season. Yeah.
The Quiet Woman, directions. Now, we're here in the
Ah,
Valley.
he's going there right
It's
now.
an
Are you
hour
calling
and
an
five
Uber?
minutes. It's an hour and 5 minutes
Calling
away
an
from the
Uber.
studio.
We'll make good time. It's night.
We'll film
I'm
a
sure
season
we're open till
finale
midnight.
there.
Corona Del Mar.
CDM.
How's that? Well, how's Corona Del Mar?
Beautiful. Rich people.
Oh, I love it. Reservations check, delivery check, kid friendly. X.
Not kid friendly.
No, not kid friendly. Yeah.
It's actually a very popular haunt in
Housewives
Corona Del
friendly?
Mar and
Is there
Newport.
an
Newport
Have you
Beach
gone?
are there too. I've never been, but
Okay, but you've seen
I'm
it.
very familiar.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it too. It's right on the corner of like.
It's right on PCH.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I've seen it before.
It's got a logo of a woman with her head cut off.
Oh, nice.
kind of like Kelly.
For real.
Really
Kinda like
quiet.
Kelly,
I
For real.
guess.
Yeah.
Kelly
so
sticking her head out.
It says dine,
know.
drink, play on their website. Well, there was
they need
plenty-
to add
scream,
yell.
scream.
Scream.
They provide helmets on the way in.
Yes.
Well, that'll
Yes,
do
yes,
it for
yes.
us. You guys can check us out on our platforms if you like. Thank you for checking out this show and laughing along with us and enjoying our oranges.
That's right.
As-
We're very
yeah.
OC tonight.
Yes, as we check out, you guys can find us on all of these lovely platforms. Lien?
Hey, AfterBuzzers, I'm Lien. I'm the new kid on the block.
Ooh.
You can find me on all social media platforms at Hollywood Lien. Come find me, tweet me, stalk me. Like
All
my
of those
photos.
things.
Now that this show's over, watch my brand new YouTube series. It's called Your Time with Thomas. Episode 2 came out. It's about me coming out to my family and
Good
my
episode.
friends.
Good
It
episode.
was very deep, so if you guys know anybody that's gay or is coming out, this is a really good episode. It's called Your Time with Thomas. Check it out on YouTube.
I love it. And I am Blake V. You can find me on all social media
love it.
at Blake V Media. And please check out my yoga and wellness journey on the blog at blakev.com.
And if you're a fan of Real Housewives and you're watching the show, you should definitely check out my recent episode, number 65 of Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk. We talk about Atlanta, Dallas, OC, and Beverly
All
Hills.
of it.
Stuff coming out of production. So it's rumors and stuff coming out of those shows. So it's really interesting. Number 65. Check it out, Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk podcast. And you can follow all of us on these lovely platforms as you wait for us to return next week with episode 3. We'll be back.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.